Welcome to the Water Cooler Recap Show for Thursday, December the 29th. New Year's almost here.
Almost. Some people get it earlier than others.
That's true. We'll tell you why here in just a couple of minutes. But first, we're going to start with a sports story, kind of.
Yeah, well, it's
a sports-related story.
As we normally do, our first story is almost always sports-related, and this one, I guess, is the Tournament of Roses parade has made a decision that the Pasadena Occupy movement will not be allowed to march in the parade.
Of course, the Tournament of Roses parade happens every year right before the Rose Bowl.
And they said
they wanted to march in it.
No.
They said no. And they're attempting to sue Pasadena.
Well, they tried to get Pasadena to give them a permit to march, and Pasadena and the judge informed them, we don't give out the permits for that. That's the Tournament of Roses that does. And Tournament of Roses said, we don't have to, no. Now, they are going to march, allegedly, in the what's called the Spectator March, which is at the end of the parade. The spectators are allowed to come out in the street and follow the parade as it goes on through. And they're allowed to march there, just like anybody else is.
They can,
but in the parade itself, they've been said no. So they will not be occupying the Rose Parade.
They can raise as much ruckus as they want.
They can
after the parade.
After.
And
as long as it doesn't just take away from other people's enjoyment and ability to march along as well.
We also told the story about a Decatur woman who was arrested for transporting beer. Now, you may not think she actually legally bought it, but she bought 112 gallons of it, which is probably what caught the notice of a police officer who pulled her over in Limestone County. Limestone County sheriff pulled her over. And normally that may not be too much of a problem, except for the fact that they were in 40-ounce bottles.
Which are illegal in Alabama.
Yeah, so 40 ounces of Bud Light. So she said she was bringing it home for a party, but
not personal consumption, large
quantities. You can't transport it over state lines.
Yeah, there's all sorts of issues in that one. She just wasn't thinking.
This wasn't the case of, taking a cupcake because it was a security risk and then probably eating it yourself. I don't imagine that.
You don't think that
that evidence better be in a nice cooler.
Drank the beer?
Oh, no.
We're kidding.
We're kidding. Also want to talk. This story out of Russia though was killing me.
Oh, yes. It's not uncommon for the State Department every so often to issue a report. The U.S. State Department to issue a report on human rights violations around the globe. Russia often features prominent in that. They've been accused of some pretty bad things. Well, the Russian equivalent of the State Department has now released their own report about human rights violations, and tops of their list is the United States.
Surprise!
Yes, apparently we called them names one too many times, so they're calling names back, nanner, nanner, nanner. And they point to Guantanamo Bay. They point to death row inmates, and they point to the fact that governors in certain states at any rate, get to appoint senators to fill out terms of senators who have to resign, who pass away, or who get elected to a different office, such as President Obama was a senator before he got elected. And specifically pointing to the fact that the governor of Illinois at the time attempted to auction off Obama's seat. All right, that was a horrible thing. I won't.
About a human rights violation?
Yeah, human rights violation. Yeah. Whereas we're accusing them of killing journalists in the street, illegal elections, and a lot of other things that don't even come close. But whatever.
Okay.
Hey, all right. Thank you for pointing out our inconsistencies.
Thanks. We'll work on that.
Yeah, thanks.
And let us know when you work on yours. And finally, we also talked about how a country in the Pacific is going to lose an entire day.
It's so sad.
When
lost a day.
Yes.
I mean, maybe it's under the dresser.
Behind the couch. So Samoa is actually on the eastern side of the international date line, which means they are the last ones to see the sunset in any given day. You know,
the last one.
They're like 10 hours behind us or something.
They're the last country in every day.
Right. So they have decided though that they want to move to the other side of the international date line.
So they're going to pick up the island,
which means that they'll just move that imaginary line and say we're now going to declare ourselves on the west side. Here's why. They do most of their trade with Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and the rest of the Pacific Rim, which means that they would like to be on the same day as they are. So it kind of makes sense, actually, for them to do this. Right. So that means that when they go to bed tonight, Thursday night, we'll have long been asleep. In fact, we may have even already moved over. When they go to bed Thursday night, they will wake up Saturday morning.
So Friday's just gone.
Friday's just gone.
See you Friday.
Although they will all be paid for that Friday.
Wow.
Even though every worker there would.
So can I go to bed tonight and wake up on Saturday? Actually, I probably
That's
could, but that would be a completely
between
different
you and the
issue.
moss. So, that's called you catching up on your sleep. You can watch the water cooler every weekday at 11 o'clock on WMJN TV channel 29, or you can catch our stream live at 11 on WMJN29.com.
We'd also like to see you come visit our Facebook page. Do a search for The Water Cooler, 3 words. Give us a like. We'll like you back. We're the one that's the TV show, not the one that sells water.
Plus, if you throw a few stories on there that might be of interest, you might see us talk about it on the water cooler. See you tomorrow.